Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. This get ready with me is going to be a little more of like a vlog style type get ready with me because I am getting ready for an interview. I have an interview today with one of the local grooming salons, and I'm kind of nervous. So, yeah. But I gotta say, it's been nice having these last 3 months without a job. I mean, my husband has a good job. I'm on his insurance. So anything that I bring in is just extra. And financially, things have been a little bit tight, at least tighter than we're used to, because the whole time we've been together, I have had a job. Oh, and I've held a job since I was 16. So I can almost count on my fingers how many, like, Saturdays and Sundays I've had off since I was 16. It's not been a lot. And I've always been an on-the-go person. So these last 3 months with literally nothing to do. I haven't had a job. I haven't had school. Obviously, I'm not in high school, so I don't have any after-school activity sports type things. Like, it's been nice. It's been a nice break. Granted, I haven't been completely doing nothing because, as you all know, we moved into my grandmother's house, and we had to clear all of her stuff out, which took me all of June. And then, literally, she went into the nursing home, like, in May, but it was like a rehab center, and then they decided to put her into a nursing home, and it was like literally the first week of June we knew that Mike and I were going to be moving into the house, and our lease to our trailer was up the 1st of July, so we had 1 month to clear all of her stuff out to be able to move all of our stuff in. And literally, like, we got all of her stuff out because she had so much stuff, like 3 days before our lease was up. And like Mike's whole family came out, and in 1 day we just like hauled everything out of the trailer. And then we had like 2 more days to go back in and clean the trailer. So yeah, that's a bit rambly, but and then all of July and August we've been spending trying to organize our stuff and clear out some more of her stuff. I don't know why I'm rambling like this. So interview, gonna get ready for the interview. Okay, so what was that? I don't know. I'm nervous. Can you tell? I am so nervous for this interview. This is like, for me, this is a big deal interview. It's not a mom and pop shop. It's like a legitimate corporation type business. They're not going to be like flying by their seat of their pants like the last 2 grooming salons I was at, where they're like, today we're going to do it this way, and tomorrow we're going to change things up because I feel like it. Which got very frustrating to work with. But I need to breathe, calm down. Everything's gonna be fine. Okay. So I've already got my hair up for the interview. I just put it back in a pony, not super high, but not like low either. This is 3-day-old hair. I just like the texture that 3-day-old hair has in a ponytail, at least for me. It just kind of poofs it, makes it a little more poofy, a little more textured. So hair's done. I like to just slick it back in a ponytail for interviews because I don't want any distractions, anything hanging in my face, and I feel like a sleeked back pony, it always looks good for anything like that. So, yeah. And then my nails, normally for an interview, I would go with no nail polish on my nails, and definitely not a bold color like this, but I was already wearing this color, and it just happens that I have a burgundy colored shirt that matches this perfectly, so I think it won't draw too much attention to my nails because it's gonna match my shirt, which you'll see when I do my my outfit, my interview outfit. But yeah, normally I'd say go with no nail polish on, but like I said, I was already wearing this when I got the call for the interview, which was 2 days ago, and for me, I don't know if everybody's like this, but for me, when I take off burgundy or red nails or black nails or just really dark colored nails, but especially like something with the more reddish tone or purple tone to them, it's like they stain my nails. So even though I take it off, it can still take several days for that burgundy like wear off my nails, if that makes any sense to anybody. So I figured it would be better and look better just to leave them painted. I went over them again this morning and put another coat of that SC gel top coat on it. And just wear the burgundy shirt, and hopefully it's not too bold and too loud. So, but now we're going to do the makeup. I just hit the stand and knocked everything over, but I'm going to do my makeup, and I am going to fast forward through the makeup because I don't want this video to get too long. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get on to it. as you probably noticed in that whole spew of me putting on my makeup, I am so nervous. Like, I always wanted to be a dog groomer. I always thought it would be so much fun getting to groom animals. I love animals. But when I was younger, especially right out of high school, I had, like, no support from my family for doing that or for going into cosmetology. My dad literally told me, he was like, if you go into cosmetology, you better work a full-time job because I'm not helping you pay for it and I'm not, like, supporting you with it. Because he wanted me to go to college, and so did my mom. College just wasn't for me. College isn't for everybody. And sometimes your better fit is going to be learning a trade skill instead of going to a university or getting like an associate's or something. Which I tried for a bachelor's and an associate's, and I didn't get either because I'm not good with school. I'm good with hands-on, like teach me what I need to know, hands-on type stuff. I got it, I'm good. That's what I'm good at. I'm not good with book work and memorizing things, and it's just not for me. So, I would have loved to have done this when I was younger, but, and I don't put any blame on my parents for it, because they wanted what was best for me. They wanted to set me up for success, and they thought that having a proper education would do that, and that I would be able to make a decent living for myself. They didn't know that I was going to find a husband who had a bachelor's degree and make as good money. They didn't know, and I didn't know, you know, and they were just trying to set me up for success. They were doing what parents are supposed to do. So, anyways, Mike and I got together, yada yada. I was still trying with school, finally gave up, whatever. And then I decided, you know what, I've always wanted to be a pet groomer. I can't exactly afford going to the school for it, and I also wanted to do cosmetology, but that was like $10,000 to go for cosmetology, and I didn't have the money for that either. So I decided, you know, I talked to a few people, and a lot of them said, you know, you can get into grooming by apprenticing with somebody. So I called around, and one of the places I applied to is actually the place that called me in for an interview the other day. And it's what I really wanted, and I can remember being a kid and going to the store and seeing the groomers and being like, that would be so cool to work here. So, anyways, they didn't call me in for the training part of anything, which sucked, but it's okay. The nearest store location that I was looking at the time that I was applying, that I was looking for people to train, was in like, I don't know, it was like an hour or two away. So that would have really put a hurting on us financially for the gas for me to go train and come back and all that stuff. But anyways, I called around to a few local shops. I got in as an apprentice with a local groomer. Did that for 2 or 3 months. Things fell through there when she wanted to put me on as a full-time employee. I had issues with her contract. It was a pretty crazy contract. I'm not going to get into all that. I actually have a vlog video I did a few months back. If you want to go check for it, it would have been around June time frame. No, it would have been around April, I think. And I get into all that stuff there. But anyways, I quit her place, went about 2 weeks without a job, and then I got into another apprenticeship with another groomer over in Marion, which I did a whole vlog with things falling through there, because it came down to time after my training period for me to get hired on officially and have a job, and they're like, oh, we're having financial struggles, we can't afford to pay you right now. What the fuck? So obviously I quit there, and then everything went through with the house that I talked about earlier, and so I just haven't had a job since that last place. So anyways, this grooming salon that I've always wanted, and I don't want to put that out there because if I get the job, I don't know that I want, I mean, right now my channel is so small that I don't think I'd have any issues with it, but if my channel ever got really big, I don't know that I'd want my place of work being publicly out there. So, anyways, this place has been looking for a groomer for a hot minute now, and they have a lot of great benefits. I was a little leery about getting back into grooming because at the last shop I worked at, I got bit by a poodle, and it really just kind of shook me up. I'd never been bitten by a dog before, and it just really shook me up. So I was a little bit leery about getting back into grooming. My whole thoughts originally were just to start grooming out of my home because I can do that. Here in the state of Indiana, it is completely legal to groom dogs. You do not need a certification. There's no state board licensing, anything like that. You can get a certification from completing a program or going to like a grooming school, but it's a trade school. But it's just a certification through that school or program. So there's no like state licensing. Like if you're going to be a nurse, you have to get state licensed. There's none of that for dog grooming. That being said, if you want to run a business, you have to get a business license and all that jazz, which they're not that hard to apply for. So my whole original thoughts were, okay, I'm just gonna get myself a license, and when we get the house, I'm gonna set up a grooming salon in the basement. Well, that didn't work out because, well, it could still happen, and maybe someday it will, but it just really made me nervous after getting bit by that poodle. But I've heard really good things about this place. I've heard that they don't take dogs that are snappy or bitey or potential, like if they're sick or if they're old. That being said, kind of sucks because at the other 2 grooming salons I worked at, we did take in a lot of dogs that people had sadly neglected their grooming needs, and they were full of mats, really overgrown. But on the flip side of that, it was really cool and kind of gave you a good feeling that you could make this dog feel better and look better and like give it like a total transformation. That was really fun. I don't think that will be happening at this grooming salon. So that kind of sucks. But anyways, yeah. So they called me in for an interview, and my interview's at 2. And I'm excited and I'm nervous. I'm like, oh my goodness. So yeah, and sorry about the lighting in here. I just didn't want to drag everything from here into the other room to set everything up. We're just going to do it in here. Very informal type setup. You get a gorgeous shot of my husband's cup collection that needs to be thrown away. Excuse me, what was that? My cereal's trying to come back up. So, and I'm like, I'm so nervous and jumpy, but like I have plenty of time. I need to like take a chill pill because my interview's not till 2 and it's probably like 10:30 or 11 now. So yeah. That being said, I need to update my resume. It's not going to be that hard. I just need to add in my last place of work and then update my address, and then go to my parents and print it off. And I also need to take screenshots of some of the grooms I've done. I've got a few of them off Facebook, but most of them are on my computer, which when I applied for my last apprenticeship, I had a lot of my grooms printed off like in a photo to show somebody. That didn't happen for this one, and I can't find those old photos. So I'm just going to have it all on my phone. If they want to see it, tell them about my phone. Not necessarily the most professional way to go, but it's the best I can do. So, yeah. But let's go ahead and get dressed. I'll show you what I'm wearing, and then we'll get the show on the road. Okay, here is my interview outfit. I just have my burgundy shirt, which perfectly matches my burgundy nails. So, like I said, hopefully my nails aren't, like, too distracting. Very minimal jewelry. I took out my nose ring, took out my industrial, took out my lower lobes, no necklaces. All I have is my upper cartilage because it won't come out. And then I've got my wedding ring and engagement ring on. Then I've got on my black slacks. Literally, these slacks are from like 2009, maybe 2010. They're so old. Like, I just have them for interviews. But there's my slacks and then a pair of flats. So there's my makeup, a more up-close look at it, I suppose. Very light, natural, I think. Nothing too dramatic with the eyes. Light contouring. And then, of course, the hair is all slicked back, so. Breathe. Okay, so I need to go update my resume and screenshot some more of those photos and pack my purse full of my grooming supplies. I don't think they're going to ask me to groom a dog today to show them what I can do, but it could happen. So, we'll see. Hopefully not with these clothes. I would think not, but... And I think they would have told me. I think they would have said, hey, we're going to give you a dog to groom and see what you can do. But, we'll see. So, it's 1:13. I just pulled into the parking lot. I'm so nervous. Like, the one thing I am always so anxious about when it comes to job interviews and just work in general is being on time. I am so anxious about it. Like, when I have a job, I try to be, like, 5 minutes early. And then when I have interviews, I try to be 15 minutes early, which I'm nearly an hour early, which is okay. But I've been so nervous all day. My heart has been racing and pounding, and I feel like I can't catch my breath, and I'm going a mile a minute, and I'm like, full of energy and just adrenaline, and I'm just like I feel like I just want to get out and run, just like run off all this energy. I'm not a runner. I hate running, but when I have interviews and I get this nervous and anxious, and I'm just like, let's go run. Like, I just gotta breathe, take it down a notch, calm down. Okay, so I just printed off my resume at Staples because my parents' printers broke. It took them way longer than it should have to get to print it off because they were like messing around with stuff. I overheard them talk about like having some order that was supposed to be put through for like $500 or something, and it was supposed to be done earlier this week or something, and it's due today, and they were just now trying to mess with it. I don't understand everything they were talking about, but I mean, $500 order of whatever, that sounds like a big deal, and to wait till last minute, that's not something you should do. Just throwing that out there. But we got the folder because I was afraid of getting a folder or finding a folder, but I got one. I was unable to find all of the photos that I need of everything that all the groomings that I've done. I had a lot of them printed off and in a folder with my resume, but since we moved, I have no idea where it's at. It's in a box somewhere. For all I know, it's in my car in Lafayette because today I have Mike's car. But anyways, I got my resume updated and printed off. I found most of my photos online, not all, not the ones of the poodles, which I wish I could have found because I'm the best at Shih Tzus and poodles. I have the most experience with those, and I've got the best photos, but I couldn't find any of the poodles. The only poodle I found was a Labradoodle, which isn't a poodle, and she didn't exactly have a poodle cut. She looked good, but it wasn't a poodle cut. And then when I went to my parents' house, I was able to get pictures of their dog Missy, who I just groomed last week or a week before. She might be on a 2-week groom. She definitely has some grow out on her, but it's not super bad. I mean, she still looks really cute. Her feet are starting to look a little gnarly, which that comes down to my mom wanted to paint her feet and wanted me to cut her feet really, really short. And when I have to cut feet short on dogs, they typically don't turn out looking that great. I like to have a fuller foot and more rounded, and those typically look really good and they grow out nicely. Granted, you have to bring your dog back in sooner, but they look good. But yeah, so other than her feet, she looks really good in the photo. She looks really cute in the face. I'm a little bit nervous about them recognizing her here. I mean, I shouldn't be nervous, but I am, because when they brought her here, I had groomed her prior to my mom bringing her to the place I'm getting ready to interview at. And she liked the way I did her, but then she wanted her done and I was busy and wasn't able to, so she just booked an appointment and brought her in here. So, and then the girl who did her, she looked butchered, like so scraggly, it did not look good. So I'm a little bit nervous about them recognizing her. And on one hand, it's kind of like if they recognize her and they see like how good she looks now because she has a smooth cut. She's not scraggly looking. She has a smooth cut everywhere. But I mean, they can compare me to what they do, but I would just be like, sorry, my finger's getting in the way. I would just be like afraid of like the girl who did her being the one that interviewed me or something, which I don't think that she's the manager, but I would feel weird about it. It's very possible that they will recognize her. It's weird. Like, I'm on some of these Facebook garage sale groups here in Kokomo, and I can see people post pictures of their pets that I, like, groomed one time, and I will recognize them. And be like, oh, that's so-and-so. Like, I don't remember the people's name, but I remember the dog. I remember the groom I did on the dog and all that stuff. Yeah, I don't know. But I have to go to the bathroom. So I'm going to go inside. I'm going to go do my business real quick. I had a boyfriend one time tell me I was a nervous pooper, and it is true. Like, when I get all this, like, adrenaline going, I have to go to the bathroom. So I'm gonna go do that, and then going in for my interview, I think. I don't know, maybe I'll chill it here until, like, well, I don't know, I've been on here for 4 minutes, so it's gonna be getting close to 20 after. Probably about 18 after now. So, and I really don't want to walk into the grooming area until 15 minutes prior, which would be at 1:45. Yeah. I don't know. I'm so nervous. Like, my heart is pounding. Like, I was talking to my mom earlier, and I was telling her, like, I have wanted this job for so long. I mean, like I was saying earlier, I can remember walking past this place when I was younger and be like, man, I really want to work here. And they've been hiring for like 4 months trying to find people, and I wouldn't put in my application and I wouldn't do it, and I'd act like I didn't want it. But to be honest, I did. A lot of it just comes down to I second guess myself and I make myself feel like I'm not worthy of the job or qualified enough for the job. When in reality, I am. I mean, if I compare my groom to the lady who's certified, I mean, I should be able to walk right in and do whatever they want to hand me, because Missy came out looking like a hot mess from whoever did her last time. We'll just leave it at that. And she's like a certified groomer through this place, so I don't know. I shouldn't be that worried. I should tell myself I'm gonna walk right in and get it, but I sit here and I tell myself that it's not gonna happen and I'm not gonna get it, and it's not a good quality. I did that with my last job and I really missed out on a management position because of it. They wanted me to start this food and safety certification for the assistant management position, and I just never did the certification on it. It was one of those, like, you have to do it on your own time and then tell them that you did it, and then, like, they'll bump you up. And I just never did the certification because I heard people tell me it was so hard, and I was like, oh, I'm probably gonna fail that, and then, like, I never did it, and I totally messed that up, because shortly after what I could have gotten, like, the management position, like the assistant management position, my actual manager transferred to another store, and I could have applied and probably would have gotten hired in for the management position at that job, because I'd been there for 4 years. I knew everything about it, and I was even training people. The only thing I didn't know was the online scheduling part of things, because obviously I wasn't doing that. But that would have been the only thing left I had to learn, was the online scheduling. So I really just messed myself up at that job. And then shortly after, I quit for grooming, because grooming is something I've always wanted to do. And after messing myself up on the management position, there really was no room to grow or learn anything new in that job, and it was starting to get really boring and repetitive for me. So, and I figured they would probably never ask me to train for the assistant management position again, at least not for a while, considering I just blew it off and didn't do it. But I'm trying to stop second guessing myself. You know, I'm just as qualified as anybody else out there, and I can do this. Okay, no, I'm not necessarily as qualified as everybody else out there. I don't have as much experience as other people, but I pick up grooming really quickly. Like, if you show me how to do a dog, give me 1 or 2 goes at it, and I've pretty much got the cut down. So I'm pretty good for the most part. I think in my town, Shih Tzu, Schnauzers, and Yorkies are the most popular. I'm really good at poodles and Shih Tzus, and your basic shave. I'm just any old dog. You just want your dog shaved. I am your girl. And then I have experience with Yorkies, but I'm not the best at the Yorkie face. I need more practice there, I will admit that. But I mean, the body, I'm good with the Yorkie body. It's just the face that I have with the ears and the... If you're a groomer, you probably know what I'm talking about, but I struggle with that. I will be honest there. But, and if they looked at my application, which obviously they did because they called me in, they know that I don't have a lot of experience. I only have 6 months of experience. Okay, so I need to stop rambling. I need to go in and use the bathroom so I don't pee my pants in my interview. Excuse me. My breakfast keeps wanting to come up. I get in the burps. I'm just ready for this to be over with. But I tell you what, like, I am going to be exhausted and spent after this because of all the adrenaline coursing through my body, because I am so nervous and excited and anxious and, like, can you just be done already? Like, okay, let's go in. Okay, so the interview is over. It went really well. It's like 3 o'clock now, so it was like an hour-long interview. I've never had an interview go that long, but it went really, really well. Normally here, they require a full year of grooming before they hire you on as a stylist. Otherwise, you hire in as an apprentice. But she said that she's going to talk to her regional manager about me. She said that she's pretty sure they're going to hire me for either the stylist or the apprentice. She said she doesn't know which way it'll go because I've got so much experience. Like, if they just wanted to give me shave downs, poodles, and Shih Tzus all day long, they could do it, and I could do it. But if you want to give me like a Cocker Spaniel, I'm going to be kind of lost. So she said that they're going to look into seeing if there's some kind of like accelerated program they could put me on, because I'm not starting from like the ground up for learning. I know quite a bit about what I'm doing. So she's unsure of which position they're going to hire me in at, but it looks like I more than likely have the job, which I am so excited. I'm so excited. I've always wanted this job. It sounds like you get 3 days off a week, which sounds fantastic to me. I am good with a 10-hour shift. And that also means I have time for YouTube, which is good because I enjoy doing YouTube. It's fun. So, yeah, I'm excited. And instead of the salon being open till 8, it sounds like they're going to be open till 7, which is also good because Mike gets home at 6. So he can take over making dinner and have it ready for me when I get home. He can make dinner 4 days a week and I'll make it 3 days a week. I don't know. I like cooking for us. I like being able to take care of my husband and feed him. So I don't know who's going to take over the cooking and all that jazz, but it looks like I probably have the job, which I'm pretty dang excited about. It is hot out and I'm like sweating. Oh, that looks cute. I wish I had a bobby pin with me. Look at that. That turned out good. I've been trying to do like little twisty buns like this for forever, since my hair's been longer, and they always look like crap, but this one turned out good. Dang, no bobby pin. No way to secure it. Oh, breathe. Like I said, all that adrenaline going through before this interview, and I was like, oh my god. I'm so excited. Like, she said she's going to talk to her regional manager here today. They're going to discuss exactly what they're going to do with me. They need 4 people in the salon. They've got 1 actual groomer. They've got 1 apprentice, but I guess she's like bare basic, nothing. And then they've got 2 other slots open. And she said I'm the only person that has come in with any experience. She said she's had steel workers come in and apply, and she's like, you don't know anything about grooming. Why are you here? So she's pretty excited about me. She said that she got really excited when she seen my application, and with the experience I have, I've only really got about 6 months, and they need a full year, but I've got a lot in that 6 months. This is just so exciting, and the reason it's so exciting is I've wanted this since I was 15. I've wanted to work at this grooming salon since I was 15, and I've wanted to be a dog groomer, and I'm following my dream and I'm doing it. College was not my dream. College was my parents' dream for me. That's what they wanted for me. It's not what I wanted for myself. I wanted to be a dog groomer or a nail technician, but nail technician school is like $5,000, I think. It's not money that I have. And here at this grooming salon, they're going to train me. So I'm not going to have to go shell out $10,000 at a grooming school. They're going to train me and pay me. So that's exciting. And it's a dream come true. And I'm just ecstatic. I mean, I don't want to get super excited just because I haven't gotten the official phone call of like, hey, we're offering you a position, but more or less I'm getting the position is what it sounds like. So after my stomach being all messed up, now I just feel like I want to do big belly laughs. Like all the stress and stuff just wants to come out as laughs. And I'm just like, I'm so excited, guys. I'm so excited. Oh, and also, good thing, they don't take dogs that bite. If it looks like your dog's gonna bite, we call you and say, hey, come pick up your little fluffy McFlufferson asshole that wants to bite my face off. We don't do your dog. They also don't do cats. I guess they used to do cats. They no longer do. But I did show them the experience I have with cats, and they were impressed with that because, at least in my field, at least the experience that I do have and the groomers I've talked to and I've worked for, not a lot of groomers do or specialize in cats. And though I've never specialized in cats, and I've never done a lot of cats, I've only ever done Oliver, I've done a cat. And I know how to do it. I know how to clip their toenails, which I clip Oliver and Banjo's toenails all the time. And I know how to shave them down. So we'll see how things go here, if they want to start taking on cats or not. But if they don't want to start taking on cats, like for me or whatever, then I think I might put an ad out or something saying I'll do your cat if you bring them in, because I don't know, I don't think they're that hard to do. If your cat wants to act like an asshole and try to bite me, I'm gonna call the groom, because you don't want to work on a cat when they're that stressed out. But I've watched so many cats be shaved. I've watched cats be horribly mad to get shaved, and then I've got the experience with Oliver, and again, clipping toenails on cats and stuff, so not really anything too worried about. But I don't know, I'm just excited. And the also awesome thing about this job is that if I hire in as the pet groomer, after 6 months I get full benefits and 401k plan, which I'm not too worried about, like insurance and such, because I have it with Mike. I would have to talk to Mike and see if he wants to get insurance through my job for the both of us, and then we'd have double insurance, which currently I have double insurance with him and my dad, so I would have a triple insurance. But, man, that's funny, because I went 3 years with no insurance. I couldn't go to the doctor, couldn't go to the dentist. No, I could go to the doctor. I had medical insurance, but I had no dental or eye insurance. and I still need to get an appointment to go get my eyes checked. That can get onto a whole other video. I don't want to make this too long, but I pretty much have the job. So I'll get back on here when I get the call and the final confirmation, but I'm so excited. I'm sorry I keep sticking my finger in the camera. I need to stop doing that. But I got some phone calls to make. So Mike wants to know, my mom wants to know, my best friend wants to know. They're like, did you get the job? And I'm like, I haven't said anything yet, but yes, pretty much, more or less, kind of, yes, I'm just waiting on the call. Yeah. I'm gonna stop rambling. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna breathe. I'm gonna start breathing again. Breathing's good. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Hey guys, so it's been a few days since our interview. Interview was Monday, today's Thursday. I just heard back from Petco, and they said that they had another groomer come in who's had more experience than I do, and they're having her come in for a groom test tomorrow. They said depending on how her groom test goes will depend on if I get the job or not. The lady I interviewed with seemed really interested in me, but when she called today, she said that her manager was skeptical about hiring in someone who would have to go through the training again. And I say again because they already have one girl going through training. And the manager is unwilling to hire me on as a groomer because I only have the 6 months, and their policy states they require a full year. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm supposed to hear back tomorrow, so, I don't know. I feel bad to say that I kind of hope this girl, like, fails the groom test, but kinda, because I would like to get this job, so we'll see how it goes tomorrow. Okay guys, just wanted to finish up this video. If you watched my video that I posted Friday, then you already know I didn't get the job at Petco, though they did tell me to go ahead and apply back after the holidays, but because of the holidays coming up, they wanted to hire in a groomer that didn't need any training, so they didn't hire me, which sucked. I really, really wanted that job, and I literally came home and cried, like when I was told that I wasn't going to get it. Well, I wasn't exactly told I wasn't going to get it until today, which today's Monday. The lady I interviewed with, who seemed really eager to hire me and even told me she was sure that they would hire me, gave me a phone call and said that they had somebody coming in Friday, or both Thursday, it was Thursday or Friday, that was coming in to do a test groom to see how well they could groom, and that if they did well, then her boss wanted her to hire this person. So it was all kind of hanging in the balance of if this person would do good or not with their groom, which they did. When I got the phone call from her, I pretty much, I cried. Like, after I hung up the phone, like, I went and cried. Like, I wanted that job in the worst way. And then today, which is Monday, I got a rejection email initially, if that's what you want to call it, saying that they weren't going to pursue my application for the grooming stylist, but that if I'd like to check out some of the other jobs they're hiring for, I could do that. And of course, when she had called me, I think it was Thursday, she called and told me that they had somebody coming in Friday. She told me that the reasons why was because of the holidays. They needed somebody who was already ready to go because Petco, they have a 16-week training program, and they needed somebody that could start, like, now, like, actually grooming, not training. So she told me to apply back after the holidays. But I just had an interview and got a job with a local daycare that was, this was all just kind of out of the blue and, like, completely unexpected. Excuse me, I just had lunch and now I got the burps. Oh, Applebee's, why do you do this? Anyways, yeah, one of my mom's friends runs a daycare. It's a small daycare, it's just starting, but she's growing really fast. She's only been open for like maybe a year and a half now, but she started it out of her home, and now it's expanded so much in her home that she's now looking for another house to live in so that the daycare can take over the rest of this house, and then she wants to buy other houses to turn into daycares. So this place is really growing. There's a lot of opportunity to move up, and she hired me on the spot, which I kind of expected because one, she's desperate for people, and two, she knows my mom, and like I know her, I don't super know her, but she knows my mom best. So it was kind of like a, you know, you come in, you're going to get the job type of situation. Plus, I do have experience, which kind of tickled her. I do have sorry, my hair keeps falling in my face. I have 1 semester of early childhood education, and I worked 2 years as a substitute teacher, and I worked with kindergarten through middle school, though I did mostly middle school. And I do have a little bit of babysitting experience, but I've got 2 years of substitute teaching, which I had about anywhere from 15 to like 30 kids in a classroom. That kind of speaks volumes if you can handle that many kids. So after she found that out, it was pretty much like, done deal, you got the job. So I start that Thursday. It's my training. So tomorrow I have to run around town and go get my fingers printed or my fingerprints taken. I have to go get like a drug test and a tuberculosis test. And I gotta fill out all my tax forms, which is fun. So it doesn't start out at a lot. I mean, initially I'm going to make about the same as what I would have made grooming. Only with grooming there was opportunities to make more money if I upsold like my work and stuff. But with this place, it starts out at $8.50 an hour, so it's not a lot, but the upside is that everything I bring in is just extra because my husband has a really good job, which he got the job in Wabash, which is awesome, out of Lafayette. I love Wabash. Like, if something was ever to have to happen and we had to move, I would pick Wabash over Lafayette in a heartbeat. And I know a lot of people will call me nuts for that because it's like a little town, there's not a lot in it, but I like little towns. I'm not a big fan of big cities. They make me uncomfortable. So, anyways, getting off on a little tangent there. I did not get the job at Petco, but I did get a job at a daycare center. I'm going to be, I forget exactly what the label is, but essentially I'm going to be teacher with a classroom, which makes me nervous. I don't know why it makes me so nervous because I have 2 years experience doing this, and this is going to be with like little kids. So like the most I'm going to be teaching them is like ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, and colors. It's not anything difficult. And I don't know why that's making me so nervous because I've been in classrooms where I've had to like go over math lessons and I've had to like help kids with math lessons, which I'm horrible at math. Granted, I had like the teacher's guide, but I don't know. It makes me nervous, and the other part that kind of freaks me out is I have to make lesson plans, which I've never done a lesson plan before, but she's going to train me on how to do that. Plus, my mother-in-law is a retired school teacher. She did elementary school for 25 some years, I think. So if I need any advice, I can go to her. She'll be able to help me out. But I'm excited. This is exciting. And I'm going to be getting, CPR certified, which I was CPR certified in high school, but that all like lapsed or however you want to say it. My cat's watching me through the window. I'm at home. He's like staring at me like, come inside and rub my belly so I can bite you. So anyways, I guess the moral of this story, take opportunities as they come, because just because you think you're not good enough or qualified enough for it doesn't mean you're not going to get it, and you don't know what opportunities are going to come from the opportunities that you get. Like, I seriously feel more qualified for grooming than I do for being a teacher, or a daycare teacher, whatever. But this opportunity came my way. I took it. I got the job. We're going to see what happens. The worst that happens is she fires me. But, I mean, for me, it's easy to say that because my income is, like, extra. Whereas if that happened to my husband, it would be like detrimental and like really screw us over. So I know not everybody can say that, but I don't know, I'm excited. It's a new adventure in my life. So we'll see how it all works out. It's supposed to be full-time, but she's not entirely sure how everything's going to work as far as my scheduling is going to go. It sounds like it's going to be early morning through mid-afternoon so that I can come home and film. And not that I told her I have a YouTube channel and need to come home and film, but that was kind of in my mind. Anyways, I'm going to wrap this up. I need to go to the bathroom. But if you guys like this channel, please, if you like the channel too, but if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave any comments down below. I love hearing from you guys. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next video.